Hello there and welcome back to Lee Healer's Sports Massage. Today we're going to be looking at the workout plan for the Norse god Thor Odinson, who is played by the mortal man Chris Hemsworth. Now, it's been 11 years since we first saw Chris Hemsworth play Thor in the very first Thor movie, and during that time we've watched Chris get bigger and bigger until he accidentally became Fat Thor. And now it seems he's getting back into shape for the next movie, Thor Love and Thunder, which he's going to have a scene in which he bears all for the camera while Valkyrie and Lady Thor watch him. But that's something to look forward to once you get to that movie coming soon. Now, enjoy this video because I've done all the research so I can give you a high quality finished product, and we can look at what it takes for Chris Hemsworth to become that godly Thor. And if you're excited for this, make sure that you firmly press down on that like button. But for now, let's talk about Chris Hemsworth, his workout history, and what it would take for you to get fit enough to be compared with a Marvel superhero or a Norse god yourself. Well, Chris Hemsworth, if you didn't know, he's a large man, and he stands at a total of 6 foot 3 inches, which is 190 centimeters tall. So he's one big man to begin with, even before he was cast for Thor in 2010. So let's talk about pre-Thor Chris Hemsworth, because during this time, pre-2010, there's not a lot about his workout history at the time, because frankly, when you're not famous, no one gives a hoot about what your workout routine is like. Let's just be honest there. In 2004, he got his first role in an Aussie soap opera called Home and Away. So getting solid information dating that far was impossible to find, but I did get lucky with my research because in 2006, from September to November, he did appear in Dancing with the Stars. Now, in the scene I want to reference, he is wearing a black undershirt to dance in, and that gives a look at his body, which gives us an idea of what his activity levels are like. From what you can see, his tall frame has lean muscles in this, so I would make the assumption that Chris is athletic at this point in his life and either strength trains a few times a week casually along with surfing, or he's building muscle from boxing kangaroos and wrestling crocs in the outback in Australia. But from what I understand, he preferred the Aussie beaches to the outback. And either way, in 2006, Chris Hemsworth was casually fit and in a great spot to continue building muscle on his 23-year-old body. Now let's fast forward to 2010 when Chris Hemsworth was first cast for the role of Thor by Marvel. I mean, before that he did have the role as Captain James T. Kirk's father in the movie Star Trek, but let's be honest, no one really cared about that role. Now with regards to being cast as Thor, Chris said at the time, and I quote, "I got the part immediately and started looking at the comic books. Now the guy is like 500 pounds and he looks like Schwarzenegger, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna have to get to that, but I'm gonna have to get bigger. So I started eating a lot and I was training a lot. And I was like, I'm gonna get as big as I can. So I got as big as I can. So now that it's a few months later and the final camera test for the movie was set and I put on the costume, and within a couple of minutes, my hands started getting numb. It didn't fit. The measurements they had taken 3 months ago were no longer my measurements. So there were more alterations and I was too thick anyway." End quote. So what that means is that Chris was on an aggressive muscle building program and he worked really hard to get into shape. Now Chris, of course, had a personal trainer to get him in shape, and he was initially signed to the Marvel Comics personal trainer and former Navy SEAL Duffy Gaver, who I've mentioned in other celebrity workout review videos. Duffy is known to have his training style rooted in bodybuilding fundamentals. His programming and diet are old-fashioned and similar to what guys like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Lou Ferrigno would have practiced back in their prime. Duffy does not have anyone use steroids, and instead they have to stick to a strict diet and they have to follow that. But unlike other Marvel actors turned hero, Chris managed to utilize and hire his own athletic trainer, which is his longtime friend and fellow Aussie Luke Zocchi. His trainer Luke Zocchi is a childhood friend that travels with him all over the world to keep Chris in godlike physique while still maintaining their friendship, and has been with him in that role since almost day one. Chris and Luke have known each other since as far back as when they were both 6. Chris, when he was cast to be Thor, he asked if Luke could be his personal trainer, and after some negotiation, he got his wish from Marvel. And by the way, if you're enjoying this content so far, just make sure that you firmly press down that like button and give me a little bit of that support. Now let's talk about the mastermind behind Chris Hemsworth's jacked body, which is Luke Zocchi. Luke not only trains Chris, but is also in charge of what Chris eats and keeps him looking lean and healthy. A few things that are important to know about how Luke trains Chris are these points. First, Luke trains Chris for size, only as he is getting ready to play Thor, which means that Chris usually has to put on about 20 pounds of muscle to play that role, which is not really that hard considering he's a massive 6 foot 3 inches tall. This usually consists of a high caloric intake and strength training with repetition ranges between 3 reps to 10 reps of heavy weights. Second thing is, when they're getting ready for Chris to play smaller roles, then Luke changes Chris's program to higher rep ranges and adds in cardio and boxing workouts. All this endurance training shrinks Chris down and gets him to play roles like he did in The Huntsman and Lady Ghostbusters. So Chris is programmed to train his muscles to take the shape of whatever role is needed for him. Many actors do this, but I swear Chris Hemsworth and Chris Pratt might be the masters of weight loss and muscle gain. But either way, Chris Hemsworth is training for strength or endurance. Luke says he never trains him for more than an hour at a time, which means that Luke has a very focused plan in that hour, but diet is just as important to look shredded and jacked. The other thing that Luke does with Chris is follow that strict diet. Now, it was a big diet of beef, broccoli, and chicken like most actors have. But some notable facts about Chris's diet was in 2015, he practically starved himself to death to be in a whale hunting movie called In the Heart of the Sea, which also starred Tom Holland. Another shocking change in his diet was in 2006, as Chris was getting ready for Thor Ragnarok. He changed his diet to a vegan diet, which got him shredded. He only did it for a short while to get amazing physical results. But the main thing is whether he's gaining or losing weight for his roles, he always loads up on nutrient-dense foods. He just changes up the volume of those nutrient-dense foods. One thing that I learned from Chris's trainer Luke is that all of the workouts start with bodyweight movement to warm Chris up and to help keep him limber. A good warm-up is always important because it gets the blood flowing, the muscles supple, and the connective tissues elasticity ready to perform. So with all this being said, Luke is always changing up Chris's training to be specific for the needs of his next movie role, but always banks on the quality of that good warm-up. However, let's not give all the credit to Luke, as Chris is the person that has to follow the exercise and diet plan. And no matter what, no one can have their trainer by their side 24/7 to control the food intake. So it really is up to Chris's discipline to help him get that godlike body that other people desire. Hemsworth, he works hard daily at being fit and staying in shape, and it shows. He has no sign of letting up. Chris Hemsworth said a part of his motivation is a gnawing insecurity of suddenly falling out of favor and never being cast. There's always a bit of doubt of fear, which just keeps you motivated, end quote. And sometimes having a small amount of fear to keep you motivated can actually be a good thing, believe it or not. Chris Hemsworth's workout has been fairly consistent throughout the years, from his early 20s, when no one knew who he was, all the way to today, when Marvel has him shirtless or naked for every time he plays Thor in a movie. Chris, just like every other Marvel actor, has their own personal fitness stories. Some guys like Hemsworth have been consistently working out for their celebrity lifetime. Others like Tom Holland have been working out since they were born, pretty much their entire lives. While guys like Anthony Mackie really first got into shape in his 30s when he was first cast for his Marvel role. Each person has their own story, like how Tom Hardy got into shape, had a tragedy in his personal life, then struggled with a cocaine addiction, got over it, and then got back into shape. I cover all these stories in previous videos, and I'm going to link the playlist at the end of this video so you can watch. Because what I'm really saying is that all these superhero actors have gotten in shape at some point, no matter at what point in their life they started training. So if they can do it, so can you. So what are the key fitness factors between these actors? Well, let's discuss it. I would say it's a few things. First and foremost, a proper diet with nutrient-dense foods is always important. You could starve yourself, but you damage yourself by not providing the nutrition your body needs. So your body falls apart as you lean out. So make sure you eat nutrient-dense foods and burn more calories than you are eating. Next, practice a consistent workout schedule. Timing is the second magical factor into getting the fit body you always wanted. You just have to be consistent and do those workouts even when you do not feel like it, because consistency is a key factor. The third factor is working with the proper training knowledge and or having a personal trainer. A personal trainer helps both with the knowledge and discipline it takes to get fit, but you can do this on your own. Now, one thing is, if you can't afford a personal trainer, you have two options. You can either look to get yourself certified to be a personal trainer, which in my opinion, I believe is the best option, or you can use a training app like the one Chris Hemsworth and Luke Zocchi have made, which is called Center. Now, I haven't tried it, but I'm a personal trainer and a massage therapist who can program training for myself. But this option, it's available for $29.99 a month or $119 for the whole year. So if you can't afford a trainer, you don't have time to get certified, then using that app might be your next best option. I'll leave a link in the description so you can check it out. I haven't vetted it yet, and I want you to be aware of that. But since it comes from a very credible source, I'd like to say try it. And if you like it or you love it, write to me, tell me what you loved about it. And if you hate it, then tell me why you think it stinks. Hey Hemsworth fans, so if you're looking forward to Thor Love and Thunder, then I want you to know that coming real soon, Chris Hemsworth is going to be recording a movie where he's going to be portraying the role of the world famous Hulk Hogan. Now, the mighty Thor might be 4 inches shorter than Hollywood Hogan and have 8-inch smaller arms, but I think he's still going to be able to play that role well. I mean, his trainer Luke sounds super knowledgeable, and I think he'll do just fine getting Chris to the largest size of his lifetime. But hey, it's a team effort, and those two guys seem up to it. And I believe every man has to have a goal to work towards to keep himself happy. It's my personal opinion. So if you're looking forward to that Hulk Hogan movie, what I want you to do is press down that like button and show me your support. And now, I want you to click on the playlist on your screen and watch the other celebrity workout videos. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Peace!